Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
Two nights here in the Bronx certainly have not been very good for the Angels. 2 losses and now a 4-game losing streak. But this afternoon here at Yankee Stadium, the Angels try to avoid this series sweep. As we welcome you inside Yankee Stadium, back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas. And today we've got a battle of left-handers on the mound. CC Sabathia going for the Yankees and C.J. Wilson going for the Angels. See if C.J. can kind of keep this Yankees lineup in check.
Yeah, Victor, this should be a very good pitching matchup, especially 2 lefties in this ballpark. And take a look at our AT Universe rewind. C.J. Wilson, when he's ahead of the count, throwing strikes, establishing that fastball inside, can be devastating. He can throw his cut fastball in, his slider in, he can go slider away. His changeup has been very good. But it's the command of the fastball that sets up all his secondary pitches. Important here in this stadium. CC Sabathia doesn't throw the fastball as hard as he used to, so he's going to have to try to place that fastball in the inner half, cut it a little bit. His changeup, one of his better pitches. The velo has been down by a couple miles per hour the last couple of seasons, but this guy is a winner. 210 career wins for CC Sabathia. CJ has pitched exceptionally well here of late here at Yankee Stadium. 3-0 with an ERA under 2 at 1.87. So you have to get ahead of the count. Big thing against CC Sabathia, be very aggressive. 0-0 counts, hitters hitting over 500 against him this year.
Last night after the game, the Angels optioned out Grant Green, and today the Angels call up Drew Rucinski as they needed another arm in the bullpen. As we're just about ready for baseball here in the Bronx, sit back and relax. We're going to bring you the lineup and the first pitch when we return. actually running away with the Belmont Stakes, becoming the first Triple Crown winner, I should say, 37 years. Mike Trout was celebrating. Eric Ibar was looking on before the game, and overall a nice historic day for sports.
Yeah, 37 years since the last time a Triple Crown. That was phenomenal watching that race yesterday, and just the energy, no question about it.
Victor Espinosa, we have seen him out at the ballpark a number of times. He's thrown out the ceremonial first pitch at Angel games. I think goes to the Ducks games as well. He will throw out the ceremonial first pitch here today in honor of winning the first Triple Crown.
You think he's feeling pretty good right around now?
Yeah. The amazing thing about it, too, is the fact that you always talk about, hey, throw strikes because Babe Ruth is dead. He's wearing Babe Ruth's number 3.
Now he's got a lot
alive.
of pressure. He's got pressure on himself to throw a strike now. This is going to be a lot of fun.
No doubt. Obviously, we assume that the 3 is in honor of the 3 horse races.
Well, I look at our dugout down there. Every guy is at the top step looking out.
Victor visiting with Mike Scioscia before the game downstairs, and the first Hispanic to win the Triple Crown. It's just a terrific honor, and he gets a nice round of applause here. Gets introduced on the field, and now 60 feet 6 inches away. Is he going to throw it from the?
Yes, I like it.
There it is, sinker. Mark Cuban's a sinker.
Oh, nice throw. He's on fire right now.
Yeah, no doubt. He is. I'm sure he is worn out too. I mean, long day yesterday and into the night, of course, and now doing the ceremonial stuff this morning. I'm sure he'll be on every talk show throughout the week, all the morning shows this coming week here in New York. So it'll be a busy, busy week for him. But all the best to Victor and his family. Just a terrific performance yesterday.
Incredible accomplishment when you think about it. Unbelievable.
Well, the Yankees have taken the field. CC Sabathia getting his warm-up pitches on, and we will check out Mike Scioscia's starting lineup for the Angels. And now at 28-28, unfortunately, a 4-game losing streak matching their season high. Eric Ibar leading things off at short. Mike Trout at center. Albert will DH as David Freese will take over the cleanup spot today. Cole Calhoun drops to the 5-hole. He's in right. Chris Iannetta behind the plate. C.J. Cron in first base. Matt Joyce in left. Johnny Giavotella batting ninth and playing second base. They're taking on a 34-year-old, soon to be 35-year-old left-hander, native of Vallejo, California. He's been around a long time, and big man, it's a different pitcher now. His name is CC Sabathia.
Yeah, CC Sabathia doesn't have that 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but he does have a solid changeup. Fastball's 87-93. Slider, he'll throw both sides of the plate with that pitch. He has struggled a lot at home. 0-3 with an ERA just under 12 at home this year. The go-tos for me against CC Sabathia, first pitch success. Hitters are hitting .519 on the first pitch they see from CC, and stay focused with 2 outs. Also, very, very good batting average, .333 with 2 outs against them.
Defensively for the Yankees, you've got Young, Gardner, and Beltran in the outfield. Henley, Gregorios, Perella, and Teixeira from third to first, and Murphy behind the plate.
Brett Gardner out in center field. CC doesn't get a ton of ground ball action, so Gardner will get some action out there. 8th start this season in center field. Back in 2013, had 120, 17 career outfield assists in center field for Brett Gardner.
Eric Ibar tries to bunt his way on to start the ball game, and it's a strike. Eric hitting .266, a home run and 17 runs batted in. Went 1 for 4 yesterday with a single. The Angels managing just 5 hits against the Yankees last night. Breaking ball, and he went around. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Dan Molino, the home plate umpire, calling the balls and strikes. Tom Hallian, the crew chief at first. Bruce Dreckman at second, and Alfonso Marquez at third base. Oh, 2 now. And that is a called strike 3, and there's the first out of the ball game.
Hyundai key for this game against the Yankees. Bruce Springsteen, little hungry heart. Look for that heart of the plate. Misses today from CC Sabathia. He has done that quite a bit. 83 hits allowed by CC in 66 innings pitched. 10 home runs also. I mentioned earlier what he's done in this stadium this year. 0-3 with 11.77 ERA for CC in this yard.
Trout takes a breaking ball outside, but as we spew those numbers out, much like we did on Friday night with Nathan Eovaldi, the Angels have to take advantage of those situations, and they certainly haven't in this 4-game losing streak, and in particular the first 2 games of the series here against New York. As this was lifted foul and out of play. It's a 1-ball, 1 strike, even going back to CeCe's last 2 starts like we did with Eovaldi. 11 runs, 11 earned runs for Sabathia in his last 2 starts, and that's over just 8 1/3 innings. And both of those starts here against Texas and Oakland. 1-1. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Trout hitting .284 in his 15th home run last night, now with 32 runs batted in. Angels managing just 2 runs last night in those 5 hits, or on those 5 hits.
Trout way back in the batter's box trying to take away that cut fastball from CC Sabathia. He'll throw that slider back door, but he also throws a cut fastball on the inner half. He's staying back there to be able to take away that break and get it down. That's what he wants, it down in the strike zone. That's where Mike Trout generates a lot of his power, low strikes.
2-2 on the way. Missed it. That's a full count. It's funny because some guys would prefer to be up in the box on a cutter to get it out in front before you get that break in on the hands.
I think the reason why is because Trout likes pitches downstairs. If you're up in front of the batter's box, it's going to be more elevated on the cutter and slider.
3-2 now, and that is ripped out to left field. Forget about this one. That is gone. A big fly for Mike Trout.
Like we said,
1-0 Angels.
Get that cutter downstairs.
A rocket out to left. Trout wasn't sure. He was racing around first base, looking for extra bases.
Look, an Angel fan with a Trout jersey on that vicinity also. And he got that pitch down and in. And that baseball got out extremely fast. 16th home run of the season for Mike Trout.
33 runs batted in. Here's Albert. Pujols hitting .254, 14 home runs, 28 RBIs. Trout with his 5th home run over his last 8 games. It's the 11th home run that CC has given up, and Pujols hits one down the line toward the corner, and this one's got a chance. Gone! Back-to-back jacks for the Angels. It's 2-0.
Well, now 12 home runs allowed by CC Sabathia. His struggles at home continue here, even in the first inning. We're used to seeing the Yankees scoring a lot of runs in the first inning. Did that yesterday, have done in the entire season. But the Angels with back-to-back home runs. Trout, Pujols, 16, now 15 for those 2.
Albert just trying to keep pace. Now 535 career home runs. 17th all-time, all by himself now. Mickey Mantle just 1 away.
How great would that be to tie Mickey Mantle here in this stadium here for Albert?
$15 and 29 for Pujols now as far as home runs and RBIs. And that is pulled to left, a base hit. Chris Young over to cut it off on the backhand. Freeze is going to try to go to second. He will be in there with a stand-up double. David's 13th of the year now with an 11-game hitting streak.
When Albert Pujols against CC. That slider, he meant to go backdoor slider, gets over the inside part of the plate, and Albert Pujols got the bat head out and drives it out to left field. A mistake. Again, CC's made a lot of mistakes. Doesn't have that power fastball anymore. Relies more on location, especially of his off-speed pitches. He's made a couple mistakes so far in this game.
3 straight hits, 3 straight extra base hits with the home runs, and now the double. And here's Cole batting in that 5 spot, and he will look at a breaking ball for a strike. Cole last night 0 for 3, had a walk. .271 batting average. 5 home runs and 25 driven home. 2-0 Angels here in the first. No balls and 2 strikes. Sabathia came in with a career record of 210 wins and 126 losses. Check swing. Wanted a peel. He did not go. It's 1-2. 19th career start for Sabathia against the Angels. 8-8 in his career. A 4.02 earned run average. That's in the air to right field. Beltran moving back, still drifting back, and on the track will make the catch. Freeze will tag and head to third. And there are 2 outs.
Let's go back to Mike Trout's home run. We talked about the foot in the back of the batter's box to take away that slider down and in and cutter down and in to be able to get good leverage on the pitch below knee level. Got that pitch downstairs, and that's exactly what Trout does when anything in the lower part of the strike zone hits a rocket. That one got out quickly to left field for Mike Trout. The great view we had there, what he was trying to do, and he accomplished it against CC Sabathia.
Man at third, 2 outs, and Chris Iannetta swings through the first one. It's the first time the Angels have faced Sabathia since 2013. CC limited to just 8 starts last year with recurrent knee problems. Iannetta hitting .174, 3 home runs, and 14 runs batted in. Perez got the start last night behind the plate. Chris was behind the plate in Friday's contest, went 0 for 2 with 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. And that's out toward left center field. It's playable for Chris Young. Left fielder makes the catch, and Freeze is stranded at third base, and the Angels strike early. Trout and Pujols go back-to-back to put the Angels on top.
Some great swings, good leverage on the lower part of the strike zone on breaking balls against CC by Albert and Trout.
League East. Gardner, Headley, and Rodriguez in the top third of the order. Teixeira, Beltran, and Young in the middle third, with Young getting the start in left. Then you have Perella, Murphy, and Gregorius, the bottom third for the Yankees. Taking on C.J. Wilson, a 3-4 record, a 3.55 ERA, cruising through the first 5 innings in his last start until the 6th inning. Ended up taking the loss.
He just needs to be more aggressive. He was extremely aggressive. You mentioned his first number of innings, and then all of a sudden started throwing pitches out of the strike zone. CJ needs to be aggressive here in this stadium, and he's pitched exceptionally well here. In his last 5 starts, 3-0 in the year, 1.87, just 1 home run allowed here in 33 2/3 innings pitched. This is a great home run hitting ballpark. CJ O'Neill has allowed 1 here.
First one almost hits Gardner up and in. Gardner's done a nice job filling it in center field with Jacoby Ellsbury on the disabled list, hitting .279, 4 home runs and 23 runs batted in. A couple of hits last night, 2 RBIs and a stolen base. CJ falls behind here, 2 balls and no strikes. 71 innings of work so far this year for Wilson. 60 hits allowed, 56 strikeouts, 24 walks. Strike 2-1.
You got the upper part of that strike zone, pretty close to being out of the zone for CJ. You want to be aggressive. We mentioned that against the Yankees. Don't want to give any free passes. A big opportunity for a shutdown inning. A huge opportunity for CJ and the Angels here.
And it's a 3-1 count. CJ making his 7th career start against the Yankees here in New York. 3-2 record, a 2.44 ERA. 3-1 pitch. And it's fouled back, full count.
All these pitches so far against Brett Gardner have been out. All 5.
Saw Garrett Richards struggle with command yesterday in the first inning. 3-2. And he's lifted in the air to left. Playable for Matt Joyce. 1 down. Let's check out the Angels defensively behind C.J. Wilson. You saw Joyce in left field, Mike Trout in center, Cole Calhoun is in right. The infield has David Freese and Eric Ivar on the left side, Johnny Giotella, C.J. Cron on the right, with Chris Sinetta doing the catching.
C.J. Cron getting start at first base, his first at that position since May 21st. Very important in this field, especially with C.J. on the mound. A lot of ground ball action. Be very active for C.J. Cron at first base.
Chase Headley, third baseman, looks at a strike, switch hitter. 252 with 6 home runs and 24 runs batted. Just a 203 hitter from the right side this year. Three switch hitters in the lineup for Joe Girardi, Headley, Teixeira, and Beltran. And you pointed out in the top of the first inning, the Yankees do score in the first inning and have scored quite a bit in the first inning. Major League leading 57 first inning runs. That's in the lead by plenty. San Diego's second with just 42 first inning runs. Yankees all of last year in the first inning scored 72. They're almost there.
Pretty good pitch. Yeah, it was real close.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yankees a different club though against left-handed pitching. 231 batting average against lefties. You see this fastball catching the lower part of the strike zone, held there by Yanetta.
A little flare towards second base, and that'll fall in for a base hit. One out here in the first.
Against right-handed pitching, 255. 24-point differential between hitting against right-handed pitchers compared to a left-handed pitcher. He flared that one into right field.
So man on with 1 out, and Alex Rodriguez at the plate, the DH. Average up to 283 with 11 home runs and 28 RBIs. On base 4 times yesterday without a hit. 3 walks and a hit by pitch. And 0 for 1.
Alex Rodriguez, Mark Teixeira, Chris Young combined, those 3 hitters against C.J. Wilson, 6 for 58.
Count even up at 1-1. Wilson staked to a 2-0 lead on a couple of home runs by Trout and Pujols. That is pulled to short. Ibar makes the catch. They throw the Spurs and they double up Headley. He wasn't sure if the ball hit the ground or not, so he was kind of frozen. Line out into a double play. We'll head to the second. 2-0 Angels. Folks, you can follow the Angels all season long with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, statcasts, and more. Get MLB.com for your smartphone or tablet today. It's the bottom third of the order for the Halos here in the second. Crone, Joyce, and Giavatella to face Karsten, Charles, Sabathia. First one misses outside. TJ called back up. Prior to yesterday's game, was in the lineup at DH. 0 for 3. Was also hit by a pitch. It's a start at first base this afternoon. It's a broken bat roller to short. One down. Crone came in batting 198. With good numbers down at AAA. Angels hoping that those numbers, the approach at AAA Salt Lake, actually translates here at the major league level. Tough start to the season for him. He's the first out here in the second, and Matt Joyce now strolls to the plate. .190 average. 17 runs batted in. 1 for 4 game yesterday with a double.
Well, Matt Joyce right now, I'm looking for a fastball in the inner half, and I'm letting that bat go quickly.
Fouls this one off the left.
Mentioned that first pitch against Sabathia. 14 for 27 coming into this game. 2 home runs and 5 RBI in the very first pitch seen against CC Sabathia this year.
One ball, 2 strikes. It's a lot of innings logged on that big body, big frame of CC Sabathia. Almost 2,900 innings in his big league career.
A number of those starts on 3-day rest.
Yeah. With
Milwaukee when he was traded over there, and even with the Yankees when they went through their run to the World Series.
Locked up Joyce, and he fouls it off, so the count remains at 1-2.
Teammates love him. 210 career wins. Tony Bartola Colon and Tim Hudson, amongst active pitchers, have more.
1-2 pitch, and Joyce went around. 2 outs, second strikeout for Sabathia. Amazing thing about that, even for a young pitcher coming up, he was a first-round pick by the Cleveland Indians originally back in '98. Every game that he has pitched in the big leagues has been a start. 435 games, 435 starts. Yeah, sometimes you see young pitchers come in, and even as a starter, you raise your hand up in an extra inning game, you work out of the bullpen. Every single game has been a start for him. Giavatella fouls the first one off.
I've always enjoyed watching him compete. He is the ultimate competitor. Even though his velocity on his fastball has gone down considerably. Back in '09, his average fastball was about 94.2 according to Fangraphs. Now he's a little bit under 91, so he's down considerably, but still a lot of innings.
Giavatella lines one to first. Teixeira has it. The Angels go down quietly here in the second. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. 2-0 Halos.
important to have that shutdown inning for CJ and the Angels.
Mark Teixeira, 242 average, 17 home runs, American League leading 45 runs batted in. He will look at a strike. Pair of former teammates with the Texas Rangers. Teixeira with a 7-game hitting streak. From the right side of the plate this year, he's at 228. Check swing. They wanted appeal. Did not go, says Tom Hallion. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. This is pulled over to third. Freeze has it. 1 down.
Here's today's Coors Light Cold Hard Facts, brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Teams with 2+ consecutive playoff series wins versus the Yankees. The Giants did it back in 1921 and 1922. The Angels back in 2002 on their way to the World Series in 2005. Tigers 3 times, 06, 2011, and 2012. Mike Scioscia at one point had a lot of success against the Yankees, but it's been a little more difficult, especially in this yard of late for Mike Scioscia and the Angels, but off to an early lead here today.
Ball and a strike on Beltran, the right fielder. Hitting 247 with 4 home runs and 22 runs batted in. Beltran ended up going 1 for 3 yesterday. Did not play Friday. 1-2. Foul tipped into the mitt. Down goes Beltran. 2 outs for a strikeout of the afternoon for CJ.
All these pitched in this sequence on the inner half of the plate against Beltran. That one, a fastball upstairs, gets a swing and miss, foul tip.
And now it's Chris Young's turn. Came in defensively the last 2 games, but gets a start today in left field. And he will look at a strike. Tom Hallion rings it up on the check swing. It's 0-2.
Yeah, for CJ, don't even mess around now. Just finish him off with a breaking ball down in the dirt again, especially when you see a swing like that.
Hey, Tom Hallion to do a regular Tom Hallion on a check swing, right?
Yeah, we need that one. Maybe a third strike one he will.
Get the leg kick and everything. 0-2. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tom Hallion, one of the best strikeout calls in baseball. Called strike 3, got him with a breaking ball in a 1-2-3 inning for Wilson. 2 complete here, Yankee Stadium, 2-0 Angels.
Good start, good power. Great day to hit. This is generally a good place to hit, period. Yankee Stadium, been in a day game. It's warmer. Baseball is flying. Trying to get right back on board after back-to-back home runs in the first for the Halos.
Eric Ibar swinging at the first pitch, fouls it off. He's 0 for 1 as he went down looking in the first. Sabathia's retired 5 straight since the double to Freeze. This one sharply hit toward short, and a nice play by Gregorius. Gets up, high throw, and Ibar will reach. They're calling that a base hit for Eric Ibar. Gregorius already with 8 errors on the year. Terrific job just getting to it.
Yeah, he made a play like this last night in the game. This time a high throw, good throw, probably gets him, and he would have gotten Eric at first base, but showing good range. But it's been the throw for Gregorius this year, the reason why he does have 8 errors this season. Showing he does have that athletic range to be able to cover all that ground as shortstop, but the throws not always there.
Here's Trout with the man on. Mike hit his 16th in the first inning. Now with 33 runs batted in. Back-to-back games with a home run now. Pulls this one to third. Headley fires a second. He throws it into right field. Ibar and the second baseman Pela collide there at second base, but Eric's able to get to third, and Ibar's all right. I think Pela is all right as well. That is an error on Headley, his 13th error committed this year.
Yeah, we said coming into this series, a lot of errors on that side of the infield. Now 13 and 8, 21 total for Headley and Gregorius. The high throw, real high throw, and the slide in at second base from Eric Ibar. And Eric originally tried to run into him, maybe able to go in advance, but still able to get up easily in advance to third base anyhow. Pela tried to make that play a high throw. He's just thinking in terms of just a force out, especially with Trout running.
Pujols, the swing and a miss. Ibar with his 535th career home run in the first inning. Now in 17th place all time by himself. Mantle next. This is off the end of the bat out to shallow center field. Long run in for Gardner, and he will make the catch. Ibar comes down alive, but the throw is cut off, and Eric stops. 1 out.
Gardner had to cover a lot of ground to get to that short fly ball from Pujols because he's playing deeper. Thought they might have a chance of falling in.
Yeah. Day game, big swing sometimes fools you as well.
Yeah, you're that first initial step, it's going to be going back.
So Freeze will bat here with runners at the corners and 1 down. David doubled into the left field corner in the first inning, extending his hitting streak to 11 games. 13 doubles now in a year. Allen just caught the outside corner. Off speed pitch. A nice mild afternoon here. Slight little breeze blowing. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s.
Some big runs now for the Angels to bring home, especially for David Freeze.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ibar at third, Trout at first. Infield base hit by Eric, and the fielder's choice and the error by Headley. Giving the Angels an opportunity here. Off speed in the air to right. Beltran drifting toward the corner. It'll be deep enough to score Ibar. Trout tags. He's going to try to go to second base, and he's out. Now the question is, The run does not count. Ibar did not cross the plate before the tag out.
Mike Scioscia's going to run out there. He's going to make sure this is actually the right call.
So there are 3 outs and no runs in right now, folks. And now the question becomes the replay of the plate versus the tag at second.
Should have a very good view here. The tag up. No, it looked like he crossed the plate.
I'm not sure. Run does not count, folks.
Well, he was right on there to look at it.
Yep. And there is no review on this one. So the Angels get nothing out of it. Unless they're going to talk about it.
No, I think they're all getting together here.
Well, for a second. No, they're not. That's it. We'll head to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Angels.
We can see Eric looking out towards second base. Credit Dan Bellino. Look how he's in perfect position to see is when the foot of Eric Ibar touches the plate as compared to the tag at second, and right away he makes the call. It's an outstanding job by Dan Bellino, home plate umpire. A lot of times guys will casually look out there, but he got himself in great position. At that angle, he could see the touch of the plate and the tag at second.
And that play at the plate is, at least I have never seen it listed as a reviewable play. The one that is somewhat reviewable is the one at second base. And clearly Mike Scioscia must have gotten the word from the clubhouse that the tag was applied before Mike Trout's hand got to the bag. So an unconventional double play, and the Angels get nothing out of it. So it's 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Pela, Murphy, and Gregorius.
You can see Mike Scioscia not happy about that play at all. And even if you're David Freese, that's an RBI. I mean, you did your job at a nice long fly ball to right field, end up getting nothing in return. It's a great throw from Carlos Beltran.
And Pela gets him, the one out to left field. Joyce moving back, that's over his head and off the wall. Pela hustling towards second, a throw from Joyce not in time, and it's a leadoff double for the youngster. His second of the season.
It's amazing momentum of the game, and any sports, especially in baseball. You get through that inning, CC Sabathia and the Yankees, no runs scored on a very good throw from Beltran, and then right away the offense with that momentum back on their side. Pela gets the pitch out over the plate and doubles off the wall. Right away, stress against C.J. Wilson.
John Ryan Murphy, the catcher, up now. 23-year-old hitting 200 this year. 3 doubles, a triple, 3 RBIs. Rod McCann getting the afternoon off. He caught the first 2 games of the series. Second round pick in 2009 out of high school in Bradenton, Florida. The spring training home of the Pittsburgh Pirates at McKechnie Field. Love that ballpark. Murphy gets into one out to center. Trout will move back on it. And he'll make the catch. Pela tags. He is coming to third. The throw is late. Well, one out. Gregorius coming up. We'll go back and revisit the play that ended the top of the third.
There's no doubt that Dan Bellino was right as far as the play at the plate. It's all a matter if this call at second base was right to see if the tag. You can see the tag on the back of the calf of Trout. There's no question he was out.
Yep. And while Ibar was running down the line, that's one of those.
You have to run as hard as you can all the way through, especially in this stadium, because it's not real deep to right field. So it's a shorter throw, especially with an arm like Carlos Beltran to second base.
Gregorius is swinging a miss. And if you're not familiar with the rules, in the third out situation, the run has to cross the plate before the out is made in order for the run to count. If the out is made before that run counts, then obviously no run, and that's what happened to the Angels. This is a chopper to second, will score a run. Gregorius, the RBI ground down. Pela comes across, and it's 2-1 Angels.
Yeah, you're sitting at home, you're thinking, well, you want the Angels to be aggressive tagging up, and sometimes you don't blame Mike Trout for being aggressive going into second base, but on the other hand, if you're Eric Ibar, you have to be flying home as quick as you can.
Forget about looking out.
Yeah, I mean, if it's someone else at first base, they're not going to tag. But Trout, with his speed, is going to try to get in the scoring position himself. So you have to go down that line as quick as possible, because you just never know what's going to happen. So you got to make sure you get down there as fast as you can go. And Eric, generally, we see that from Eric Ibar.
And as you watch it unfold, it made sense. Beltran drifting into the corner. You've got a speed of Trout at first base. Why not take that chance? You think it's a run, and you got a man at second with 2 outs.
And in a stadium,
Beltran had a perfect throw.
Yeah, you're always thinking about adding on in the stadium.
Yeah. So it's 2-1. Brett Gardner hit a fly ball to left field in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Looks to the strike.
I mean, even look at this angle. That's a long throw from Carlos Beltran, right in the corner, right field. Long throw to second base. Perfect throw. He has been a very good outfielder throughout his career. Was a center fielder when he first came up, a very good center fielder.
Gardner pulls off the slider, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. We've seen a little too much of the mistakes on the base paths for the Angels this week during this losing streak. 2-2 now. Gardner a swing and a miss. Sinet applies a tag, and just like that, the Yankees are done. They do get a run, however, as we head to the 4th. Angels lead is now 2-1. Carl Yastrzemski did it back at 67. It took 45 years till the next guy did it, Miguel Cabrera, in 2012. And horse racing affirmed in 1978. And 37 years later, American Pharoah winning the Triple Crown yesterday. And the jockey on American Pharoah, Victor Espinosa, kind enough to join us here. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I can imagine that you're still on cloud 9 right now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think about it. This race is so hard to win, the Triple Crown, and now that a lot of people think about it, they're like, finally I get it done. I come here a couple times, very close, but not close enough. But this time, I got it done.
What makes the Belmont that difficult to get the Triple Crown? Is it the length of the track?
No, it is the long campaign. They have all these young horses to qualify for the Kentucky Derby, and then so many horses run in the Kentucky Derby, the toughest race ever in there. And then from there, the horses started getting tired. And now they go the Preakness 2 weeks. And then now they go the Belmont mile and a half. That's the problem.
Right. So what point during the race yesterday did you feel, okay, I'm in good position to be able to pull off this and win the Triple Crown? Is there any point where you think, okay, we're going to win this thing?
I tell you, I want to take controls right out of the gate. I want to just, bounce the lead, open it up 1 length or 2, and they're going to come without. They're going to force the horses to catch me. And in the middle of the turn, actually about a half mile, I already know I got this.
That's feeling pretty confident right there.
Right? You know what? When it comes to that big races, I'm sure like the players around here, if you have confidence in yourself and you're ready to go, things come easy.
Have you had a chance to sleep at all since winning the race? I can imagine your schedule's just been hectic.
Yeah, no. I didn't even have a chance to close my eyes for a second.
Yeah, all the players were watching this, whether it's in the clubhouse or the number of the Yankee players, Angel players are out on the field watching the race yesterday. Everyone was into that. I mean, because when you think about how long it's been since anyone's won the Triple Crown, and you were on the horse that won the Triple Crown. That's got to be phenomenal.
I know, right? Yeah, I mean, I never see one Triple Crown horse run because, I was 2 years old.
I got to give you a little grief here because wasn't it last week you were wearing an Angels jersey and hat at some point,
for sure.
right?
Yes, yeah. I was there. I love you guys. I love all my teams. I love the sport. I like to support every sport there's in here because I think it's just an amazing sport. They're in any sport. You know what I mean? And like how you guys do support. You guys watching me in the screen yesterday is what I hear. Come on, I had to come here. I had to do all this sport as the best I can.
Sure. Like everybody was rooting for you yesterday because it's something we can all say that we actually witness now because it's been so long. It's so difficult. You mentioned that to win the Triple Crown, but everybody became a fan of yours at that point.
Yeah, and I have a lot of support for them, and it's just always an honor for me to have so many fans and so many people are rooting for me and American Pharoah to win the Triple Crown. It's just an amazing feeling.
Victor, what happens now for you? What's the next plan for you? I mean, I'm sure you've got a bunch of talk shows and things you've got to do this week, but racing-wise for you, what's the next step?
Well, Saturday is going to be my next race for right now. And I really don't have any plans yet because, this race, it was so tough. So I don't want to plan anything, up front because if you don't win, then,
right.
I just can't. So now that I win the race and now I have to just finish all my busy schedule for all the shows or whatever I had to do, then I will have to think about my career.
So you have a race on Saturday already?
Yes.
Wow. You don't even get a chance to breathe and kind of go, hey, look at me. I'm a Triple Crown winner.
Does this put it in perspective for you, though? Because now you can, like you just finished saying, you can't really look ahead, right? But now you've settled in. It's starting to sink in. You're a Triple Crown winner, first in 37 years. Can you kind of, no pun intended, pull back a little bit in your career and say you can kind of slow down? Or is that's not how you're wound? Do you want to just keep racing as much as possible?
So right now, probably, maybe the next couple months, I will think different.
Yeah, I bet.
into like started like think about it like just I got it done, just win the Triple Crown, and what's going to happen in my future. So I probably think it will change.
Well, I mean, you were in the clubhouse today for both these teams. How cool was it when people like Mike Trout and everyone come up to you And they just want to shake your hand, and take pictures with you the whole time.
Mike Trout, he's an awesome guy, you know. And then all his teams, like, you know, you guys in the Yankees, they're just unbelievable. I can't even, you know, describe how amazing you guys and all the team. They're just unbelievable.
That's great. Victor, we appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. The man made history. First Hispanic,
awesome.
too.
Ah, right.
That's
right.
Ya te veo. Ya te veo.
Okay,
Victor Espinosa, the jockey for American Pharoah, winner of the Triple Crown. First Triple Crown in 37 years. Kind enough to join us in the booth.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Kind of got, you know, you just sit there when you think about what he accomplished. It's amazing.
Yeah,
and I love what he said from almost from the get-go. He felt American Pharoah and they were going to win.
Game plan was to get out in front and make them chase you. And they said that horse was very, very special. And sure enough, Crone pulls this one down the left field line, and that hook's foul. I will guarantee you that over the next couple of months, you certainly reevaluate, because, you know, as you can imagine in that sport as a jockey, that it's nonstop. He's racing Saturday. It's, you know, grind, because that's how you make your livelihood.
Exactly.
But now all of a sudden, you're the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 37 years, Triple Crown. And Crone lifts one out the left. Playable for Chris Young into the corner. Dealing with that sunshine, though. Oh, he hangs on. Makes the catch. And the Angels go down and over. Way to the bottom of the fourth. 2-1 Halos. Out on the field, Trout and Ibar chatting things over, perhaps about the play that ended the top of the third inning.
Yeah, there's definitely that conversation still going. As you saw Eric look back towards Trout at that point too, not once but twice, and then cruising in there to the plate, just assuming he was going to be able to score. But you got to be able to go down there as quick as you possibly can. It's a big run.
Chase Headley leading things off. He singled his first time up. Little blooper out to shallow right, so he's 1 for 1. Alex Rodriguez, Mark Teixeira to follow. C.J. Wilson, 3 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits allowed. Halos with 4 hits, the Yankees with 2. The Yankees atop the American League East by a game and a half, leading the Rays.
By the way, before that throw from Beltran, 135 career outfield assists.
Dribbler up the line, and it rolls foul. 1-2. Ball at 2 strikes. Angels trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Coming into today's action with an even .500 record as Headley takes inside 2-2. Headley now with an 8-game hitting streak with that first inning single. Signing a 4-year deal in the offseason with New York. Full count. Angels with 2 runs in the first. Trout and Pujols back-to-back home runs. Yankees getting their run in the 3rd inning. A double by Pela and then a sac fly. Or pardon me, an RBI ground out, I should say, by Didi Gregorius. And Headley chases the high fastball. He goes down swinging for the first out. Angels take on the Athletics on Friday at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a Cole Calhoun bobblehead courtesy of Cox Communications while supplies last. Be sure to purchase your tickets online or at the stadium box office.
Cool bobblehead. No, Cole likes it. Look at him.
It'll proudly be displayed in his crib in Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe next year when they do another special on Angels Weekly, it'll be on there. 1 ball, no strikes on Alex Rodriguez.
The
Lined into a double
return.
play. Yeah, the return. Cole's crib part 2.
Really comfortable in his role this year with the Yankees. Finally getting back to play. Obviously missing the entire season last year.
You talk about low expectations going into the season. And you heard it throughout spring training, whether it was the Yankees brass or Joe Girardi talking about it. They didn't know what to expect. They didn't know where he was going to play and where he was going to settle in.
He's played a lot of years too. He's not young anymore.
39-year-old gets hit by a pitch up and in. He wears that guard up around the tricep area in the left arm.
And that's always been a spot where you try to pitch. You don't want to try to hit Alex Rodriguez, but you want to try to pitch him inside and not allow him to get his arms extended, especially in this stadium. Runs that fastball, getting him right on that elbow area, but he does have some protection on the elbow. But that was a firm fastball from CJ. You see the padding there. It's the 5th batter that Wilson has hit this season. Tries to lock in that front leg. He's a front leg hitter. Now you have just the opposite here in Teixeira, the back leg, loading up on the back leg to drive the baseball. 2 very different approaches from Alex Rodriguez and now Mark Teixeira at the plate.
5th time that Rodriguez has been hit. Angels have hit him in back-to-back games now. Check swing. Went around. Tom Hallion ringing it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Teixeira ground out to Freeze, opening up the 2nd inning, so he's 0 for 1. Nice catch. A young fan with a glove.
Is that why you bring the glove?
That's it. Not only for autographs, but to save yourself.
We were talking about that today with our good buddy Jose Mota making his play in his booth at home. His 10th catch with the glove.
Yeah.
We thought about bringing the glove one time.
Hashtag Mizuno.
Yes.
Breaking ball though. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mark Teixeira. A-Rod over at first base. That's a called strike 3. Down goes Teixeira, 2 outs.
Boy, perfect spot on that fastball. Now it's time for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. We talk about how Alex Rodriguez loads up on the front leg to generate his power. See that on the left side? Drives forward. All the power from the front side for Alex Rodriguez. But then Mark Teixeira loads up on the back leg, that more of an uppercut type swing to be able to generate the power he has to add his career. Very different hitter, very similar results. Front leg hitter, back leg hitter. C.J. Wilson didn't allow him to do that on that perfect pitch inside.
This one over to third. Freeze goes the short way. They force out Rodriguez, and the Yankees are done here in the 4th. We'll head to the 5th. The Halos have 8, 9, and 1 coming up, leading at 2-1.
By AT Uverse. More live channels on the go than cable.
Gorgeous day here in New York and even in the Bronx, where Yankee Stadium resides. 2-1 Halos here in the 5th inning. Joyce, Giavatello, and Ibar coming up to face CC Sabathia. Sabathia 4 strikeouts, no walks, 4 hits allowed. 3 of which are in the first inning. 2 home runs and a double. Matt Joyce, a strikeout victim in the second, so he's 0 for 1. Yankees overshifting with 3 infielders on the right side. Joyce ahead of the count of 2-0. Angels have traveled down to the Tampa St. Petersburg area tomorrow. Have the off day tonight, I should say. Have the off day tomorrow. Start a 3-game series against the Rays on Tuesday night. Breaking ball is in there. Angels will be done with their East Coast rivals as far as the road games are concerned, having knocked down 3 last trip in Baltimore, Toronto, and Boston. And now the Yankees and the Rays on this one. 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gotta be the earliest I think the Angels have ever been done with the American League East on the road.
Really unusual.
Joyce, very similar to the swing that he had to end his second inning at bat, goes down. Round number 1 here in the 5th.
All of a sudden, that fly ball, double play ball against CC Sabathia in the 3rd. All of a sudden, he's locked it in. That's now 6 straight outs.
Yeah. Angels had 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Pujols the fly ball to center for the 1st out, and then the Freeze fly ball to right for the 2nd out. Trout getting tagged out at 2nd. Ended the inning before Ibar across the plate. As Johnny Giavatello steps in, lined out to Mark Teixeira, his first time up. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, a cool finish on Giovatello's bat. Red with the black, the shine on it. From up here, it looks like an aluminum bat. Don't see that color too often.
He is Johnny the Entertainer.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Missed inside, 1-2.
Well, the one thing about CC Sabathia now, because he doesn't have that firm fastball like he once had. Moves that baseball in, away, up and down in the strike zone. So far in the sequence, pitch down middle, away, and in on 3 pitches.
Called strike 3. 2 outs.
And back away after that fastball in. A little change up, got the call. Looked like this might have been just off the outside corner. Framed well by Murphy.
Six strikeouts now for CC. Season high is 9. That was against the Rays here. And a May 11th start. High bar 1 for 2. Infield base hit his last time up. Eric came in batting .289 against left-handed pitching, thus batting from the right side of the plate. A bunt on the third base side rolls foul. 1-1. And why not force Headley to
it's not a bad idea at all by Eric.
Got a guy who's committed 13 errors at third base. Force the issue. Give Trout an opportunity in the 5th with a man on.
Especially in this ballpark. He's already hit a home run here today. He hit a home run last night.
That's a little flare out to right. Beltran was playing shadow, and he'll put it away. The Angels go down in order. We hit at the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Halo.
On Carlos, got Chris Young to lead off here, the bottom of the 5th inning.
Young, Pela, and Murphy. Facing C.J. Wilson. 5 strikeouts for Wilson. No walks. 2 hits allowed. A single to Headley in the 1st inning. A double to Pela leading off the 3rd. Chris Young struck out looking in the 2nd. The only inning in which CJ's retired the sign in order. And Young hits one out to left field. This will move Matt Joyce back to the wall and gone. A home run for Chris Young. 7th of the year, ties this game up at 2.
Well, it had been just 1 for 15 in his career versus C.J. Wilson. Baseball is certainly carrying. We always talk about carrying to right center field, but certainly that same case here today in left field. Breaking ball down and in. Young able to drop the head of the bat and hook that one out to left field.
'15th RBI for Young. And Pela chops one back to the mound. Wilson has it. 1 down. Sixth home run that CJ has allowed this season. And John Ryan Murphy will bat. 1 out, nobody on.
Two-seam fastball, pretty close to catching that outside corner. Chris tried to frame it, unable to do so, and CJ did not get that call.
This is out to right field. Will get down for a base hit. Pretty good piece of hitting. A single for Murphy puts a man on. Didi Gregorius coming up.
A little inside-out approach on that one. 2-0 count, fastball in from CJ. Just serves it out the right field, got his hands in, and then pushed that ball to the right side of the field.
Gregorius grounded out in the 3rd inning, but picked up his 13th RBI. Yankees scoring their first run in the 3rd. Tying it up here in the 5th. Chris Young, a leadoff home run. This is a base hit to right field. Murphy will stop at second. So 2 on now. And the top of the order, Brett Gardner coming up. Really first time that CJ's had any real stress, if you will. But he's got to keep it this way, considering Sabathia is starting to get locked in. The Angels do have the 2, 3, and 4 coming up in the 6th inning. His pitcher's going to come out and pay a visit.
And because of that, first time with the stress, is going to go back out there. Just real quickly, just to talk to CJ. Refresh him what he did last time out, last at bat against Gardner. Very important now for CJ. I mean, he's been very good as far as getting ground ball double plays. Has been throughout his career. He's at doing that line drive double play, 120 of them since 2010.
You got to be careful too in this ballpark with this team right now. It's red hot.
A lot of strikes so far for CJ in this game. 62 pitches, 38 of them strikes. Last 4 games, covering 23 innings, 13 walks for CJ, 23 Ks, 14 earned runs on 1 and 2 in those last 4 starts for CJ Wilson.
John Ryan Murphy, the base runner at second. Didi Gregorius at first. Gardner 0 for 2. A fly ball to left and a strikeout. And the slider was effective against Gardner in that last at bat. CJ starts him with a slider here, and it's 1-0. Two-two tie here in the 5th. Gardner takes downstairs and a fastball.
Back-to-back batters for CJ falling behind 2-0.
Yankees 5-0 in the month of June. The Angels 1-4. 2-0 now. Gardner yanks one down the right field line, and that is gone. A 3-run home run for Brett Gardner. And it's a 5-2 Yankee lead. He was sitting fastball or looking fastball in, and he got it.
I mean, when you look at this pitch, it's the inner half of the plate and up. That's when you know you're looking for a pitch. And that baseball got out so quickly it couldn't go foul. And that was supposed to be away. Mislocation, hits it right down the line and out quickly. It's the reason why you go fastball away. You're hoping he's aggressive like that, because then you get him to roll over and hit that ground ball to second base, potential double play. But because it was on the inner half of the plate, he got exactly what he was looking for.
Didn't miss it, that's for sure. That thing got out in a hurry. 5th home run of the year for Gardner. 26 RBIs now, and the Angels play from behind. It's 5-2. Chase Headley 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Well, the last start was the 6th inning meltdown. Today it's the 5th inning. 2 home runs allowed. And just to clarify, really to continue on that thought, doesn't solely fall on the shoulders of C.J. Wilson. The Angels' offense certainly hasn't helped starters either. Small margin for error for a starting pitcher. Bouncer foul is full count.
You can see how quick this home run got out by Gardner. Fastball, inner half, and he was ready. Didn't have time to hook foul.
Yeah, you hear the expression, looking inside. That right there was looking inside.
Well, you have a count, favorable count to look for a zone. That's what you want as a hitter. You look for a spot and hope for a mistake. That was not supposed to be a fastball in, but it was a mistake in.
Hanley goes down looking. 2 down.
So a little cutter gets the inside corner. Used to call on the inside corner. A call 3rd strike for C.J. Wilson against Headley. A 2nd time he struck out in the game. And Alex Rodriguez up at the plate. Hit last time up.
Lifts this one out to left center field. Trout moving to his right. He's underneath it. And the bottom of the 5th is in the books, but not before the Yankees hang a 4 spot on the Halos with 2 home runs. We head to the 6th, 5-2 Yankees.
home runs, and runs scored. Leader amongst all those categories with Mickey Mantle, the guy most people compare the two, especially with the look and power and speed.
Trout, Pujols, and Freeze here in the 6th inning. CC Sabathia, 6 punch-outs, no walks, and 4 hits allowed. You have a back-to-back home runs to Trout and Pujols in the first. .68 pitches thrown by Sabathia. 46 have been strikes.
See if Trout can do some damage on a 2-0 count now.
Playing from behind here in the 6th inning. 5-2 New York. A slow breaking ball. 2-1. The first inning, Trout gave the Angels a 1-0 lead. This swing of the bat, a liner, cleared the wall in left field.
That short swing he has, compact. Break a ball down and in.
And he went around. 1 out. We've seen a couple of those types of swings today. First from a right-handed batter. Looking for something inside, and the pitch goes down and away.
You know, Victor, I think his best pitch, his go-to pitch now, in my opinion, is his changeup.
Yeah.
That's a very good changeup he has. Because they'll throw his slider backdoor like that, so it's the same area of the plate. But that changeup, similar speed as his breaking ball, but it goes the other way. It's better to back it up and catch in that corner. Still maintains very good balance over the pitching rubber. Big, strong pitcher, but the balance so important for him.
Albert fouls it back. And there's that same plane. That's a fastball. If you go back and compare that pitch that he just threw to Pujols to the changeup, that's what makes it that much more difficult for a right-handed batter, and that's what's been good for him today.
He knows how to pitch. He doesn't have that, we mentioned a number of times, he doesn't have that overpowering fastball, but he's a smart pitcher.
Breaking ball, foul. Okay, got Albert.
Amazing how balanced he stays at 6'7". Real good job of keeping that balance, that front leg kick, even though he has that hook as far as when he first goes through his throwing motion, he has the good balance to make sure he gets his shoulder in very good throwing position.
No wasted movement whatsoever.
And hides the baseball well.
He had struggled, especially here at home this year. His last 2 starts, but he's had his game on today. Outside. Two runs, 4 hits, no errors. The Angels have left 1 man on base. The Yankees with 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They've stranded 1 as well. Albert pulls one toward the hole. Nice play by Gregorius. Can't get the ball out of his glove, so it goes an infield base hit for Albert.
Even with the shift on, hit hard enough to force Gregorius to have to go backhand and unable to make the throw. You're just hoping Albert's okay.
Yeah. Slow coming back to the bag.
Taking a long time to get back.
Just punched Alfredo, so Alfredo must have said something to him.
Hey, you all right? Hey, go back to that first base coaching box. Those two always have fun.
Man on for David Freese. Double back into first. He will take it side. Freese now with an 11-game hitting streak. Quick visit to the mound. Joe Girardi's done a nice job. When you look at this roster for the Yankees, not a whole lot of star power like it once was for him. And Freese lifts one out to right. Down the line, tailing foul.
One of the few years where the conversation was not even including the Yankees as far as winning the division. A lot of talk about the Red Sox, what they did. Obviously, Baltimore, what they did last year, and even Toronto. Not a lot of talk about Joe Girardi's Yankees. He hit a lot of home runs.
It's a division that really hasn't played up to a par. You can say the same about the West, with the exception being the Astros. Is just off the plate. 3 balls and a strike. Texas has played better. They're now in second place, 3.5 back against, or behind Houston, I should say. Houston trailing again today in Toronto. Game for the 5th inning, 3-2. Texas trailing Kansas City 1-0. Freese fouls it back. Full count now.
And Jose Reyes back in there and healthy for the Blue Jays. They're starting to play much better baseball themselves. Won 4 in a row. Such a dynamic offensive player for Toronto. The Yankees now with 73 home runs hit this season.
Payoff pitch. Freese lays off and it's a walk. First one issued. And it'll put 2 men on now for Cole. Fans, the Angels will take on the Arizona Diamondbacks on June 16th at 7:05, and fans in attendance will receive a cooler backpack courtesy of the Colt while supplies last. Purchase tickets today at the stadium box office or online.
Beauty of this ballpark, one swing by Cole and you have a tie game. See if he can hook one in the right field. Look in the zone, look for a spot. Cole very good against left-handed pitching.
Calhoun 0 for 2. Batting in the 5 spot today. David Freese getting the start in that cleanup spot. Cole will look at a strike. One ball, one strike. The Yankees starting to get some action going in their bullpen. Wilson first man up. He pitched yesterday, 1 inning in the 3rd. It's one of 5 lefties in the Yankee pen.
It's pretty quick to get someone up though.
1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Sabathia thought that was a strike. So did Joe Girardi.
Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Dan Bellino hollering at Girardi now.
That's it. That's enough.
Breaking ball looked like it got the lower part of the strike zone.
Pujols at second, Freese at first. A 2-1 count on Calhoun. 5-2 Yankees here in the 6th. Cole grounds this one to second base. Torres fires the first, inning-ending double play. We will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Yankees still leading it. Sabathia had some words for Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire. Bellino ejected him, and then Joe Girardi came out and got in a heated exchange. He got ejected. Sabathia soon followed down the line and gave Bellino an earful.
Yeah, once you go for that kick of the dirt, you're automatically gone. And CC finally went out there to get some more words in. Quite a few more words in.
As soon as Sabathia got tossed, Girardi got out there to protect his player. He was already upset on the pitch to Cole Calhoun that wasn't called a strike.
That's a good decision, though, by Joe getting in front of CC Sabathia there, because that's a spot where if you bump into the umpire, you're going to be suspended.
Yeah, talking days, not only money.
And that's a big man to try to move out of the way, too.
No doubt. So both Sabathia was probably going to be done after 6 anyway. And he certainly limited.
Usually you have that type of reaction if somebody got a hit after that. But when you get a double play ball, you're usually pretty good.
Right.
Hey, I might have got the spot. He goes, yeah, I missed it. And then you move forward.
Something must have been said to trigger.
I would think so.
I mean,
CC's pretty mellow. I mean,
yeah.
we talk about being a great competitor, but he's generally pretty mellow.
Bellino, for the most part today, has been fairly consistent. Nothing really stands out. Looked like he missed that pitch on Calhoun. It should have been a strike. But like you said, CC eventually got the double play ball. 1 ball, 1 strike at Teixeira. He'll be followed by Beltran and then Young. 2 balls, 1 strike. Teixeira today 0 for 2. Ground out and a strikeout. This is pulled to third. Freeze gloves it on the backhand. 1 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. One-0 count on Beltran. The right fielder is 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fielder's choice. New York with a run in the 3rd and then 4 runs in the 5th on a pair of home runs. Chris Young, a leadoff solo shot, and Brett Gardner, a 3-run frozen rope into the right field corners. This one's lifted out to right. 2 down.
It's crazy how this game has turned. You see those back-to-back home runs. Trout pulls into first. You feel pretty comfortable going against a guy who has an ERA at home this year in CC Sabathia, 11.77, 0-3. Certainly when you give up back-to-back home runs in the first and you haven't had any success at home, you're thinking, oh, it's going to be a long game again today. But I think that play out in right field really sparked him.
And Young shoots one into right field. Cole Calhoun moving back and on the track will make the catch. As the Yankees go down in order. 6 complete, still 5-2 New York. 1-855-1-TWC. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast, free quote and see how much you can save. And by Hyundai, great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Trailing at 5-2 as we start the top of the 7th inning. Started it out, who's in, who's out. CC Sabathia ejected after the 6th inning. Left-hander Justin Wilson comes on to relief. I mentioned he pitched last night, won an inning and a third for the Clovis, California native.
Yeah, power fastball, 92-97, cut fastball, curveball, occasional changeup.
Facing Iannetta, Cron, and Joyce here in the 7th inning. Yankees picking up Wilson for Francisco Cervelli. Originally a 5th round pick of the Pirates out of Fresno State. And then 0 for 2. A fly ball to left and a strikeout. Sabathia today went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 of which were home runs. Struck out 7, walked 1, 2 runs, both earned. Two balls, 1 strike. A good fastball from the left side at 94. Last year with the Pirates, 70 games, 3-4 record, and a 4.20 ERA. Way outside.
And I missed by quite a bit. Need some base runners.
Cervelli, by the way, has done a nice job for the Bucks. .331 batting average in Pittsburgh.
And he's done a great job as far as pitch framing also. They thought they would be missing that for sure with Russell Martin being gone, but Cervelli's done a nice job doing that too.
There's a 3-1. Upstairs, it's a leadoff walk. Leadoff man on board, and C.J. Cron now coming up. Start today at first base. He's 0 for 2. Ground down to fly ball to left. Some flare toward the seats and out of play.
Back to Hyundai key for this game, especially now with that leadoff walk, looking for something middle of the plate. Oh, hungry heart of the plate, get a fastball there, especially with the power that C.J. Cron can generate when the pitch is out over the plate, gets his arms extended.
Evens up the count. Wilson pitching in his 28th game for the Yankees. Came in with a 2-0 record in a 4.26 ERA. Total of 19 innings. Now with 9 walks in those 19 innings. Jammed him. This one's into the seats, 1 and 2.
Yeah, 2 pitches so far, 2 of 3 in the sequence have been fastballs in, up and in.
Carlos Perez has come out to the on-deck circle. Not bad for Matt Joyce. Yankees bullpen has been pretty good, the exception being on Friday when they mostly Ismael Rogers gave him 6 runs in the 9th inning. Chopper to second. Another double play. I mean, you're ahead of the count. That's kind of an odd swing for C.J. Cron. You're a 2-1 count, a hitter's count, and that's kind of a defensive swing for a power hitter.
That's telling you he's still not seeing the baseball real well. You're in position to do some damage in this yard. And an all-speed pitch down and off the plate.
I mean, that's a 2-1 count.
1-2, maybe.
Right.
2-1 count. especially with your power in this yard. You got to wait for a pitch you can drive, don't chase.
2 outs. Base is clear. It's Taylor Featherston instead batting. Perez pulled back. That Joyce finishes the night, or the afternoon, I should say, going 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Taylor contributed in the 9th inning. In Friday night's loss, a double off the wall and a run scored.
Just missed his first career home run.
Also ties him up with a fastball in 1-2. Two on the way. Chopper to short. Angels are down here in the 7th inning stretch time in New York. Pinstripers leading the Angels 5-2. Battle Australia on Fox Sports 1, plus games all weekend long on Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, and it's all streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Looking forward to that game, or match, I should say.
Nice takes over at left field as Taylor Featherston batted for Matt Joyce. C.J. Wilson still on the mound. They face the bottom third of the order. Pela, Murphy, and Gregorius. First pitch nowhere near the strike zone, and it's ball one. Pela 1 for 2, a double and a comebacker to the mound. And that is launched out toward left center field. Neuenhuis will watch this one land in the bullpen. First career home run for Jose Pela, and it's 6-2 New York.
Well, this bottom part of the order for the Yankees doing some damage. 6, 7, 8, 9 have scored 5 runs, 2 home runs, and now 5 hits combined. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. CJ knows that ball is not coming back. Well, there's mistakes, not many in the middle part of the plate, but that one right there for CJ against Pela now with a double and a home run. And even the ground ball back up the middle hit hard.
First career home run for the Venezuelan. Murphy pulls a foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. John Ryan Murphy 1 for 2. A fly ball to center, a single, and a run scored. Just getting action in their pen. That's a called strike 3. 1 down. This is just the 3rd time in his career that C.J. Wilson's given up 3 or more home runs. Remember July 4th last year against the Houston Astros, gave up 3. The most he's ever given up 4, which is a member of the Texas Rangers. The Angels got him for 4.
Especially in this yard. I mean, even though it's a home run hitter hitting yard.
This one's out to right, and Cole Calhoun is there.
CJ has fared extremely well here in the last 5 starts. He's had 1 home run allowed in those 5 starts. That's covered in this game 33 2/3 innings pitched for Wilson here in New York.
I can't say that of the 3 there's been any cheap home runs. Maybe Chris Young sneaking up, but I mean, you go to left on both occasions with Pela and Young, and then the missile that Gardner hit got out in a hurry. Depends on which ballpark is down the line. In most ballparks, you know, I think that's out at Angel Stadium.
Because that ball got out pretty far down the right field line.
Gardner 1 for 3 with a home run in the 5th. That was a 3-run blast that snapped the 2-2 tie. That's a breaking ball over the head.
This is supposed to be a slider away. Slider back over the head of Brett Gardner.
Hey. 1-2. Called strike 3. And the Yankees are done here in the 7th. They tack on a run as Pela. It's his first major league home run. Halos now trailing 6-2.
Live with Jose Mota and myself as we'll take a look at C.J. Wilson's performance as he continues to have that one inning that just comes back to bite him. Mike Trout homering in back-to-back games with all of his family and friends. Here to see him do it. I talked to his parents this weekend who said they love having him come out to the East Coast, but the ticket requests just go through the roof. Victor?
Thanks a lot, Alex, as we start the top of the 8th inning. 6-2. Halos trail it here in the 8th. It'll be Giovanni, Ibar, and Trout to face Dylan Betances. New reliever for the New York Yankees comes into the ballgame. Pitching in his 28th game. Gave up his first run of the year Friday night. 4-0 with a .30 earned run average.
Yeah, fastball, power fastball, 94 to 99. Slider.
First one misses inside. Giovatello's 0 for 2, a line out and a strikeout. Two balls, one strike. Missed in, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Three-one pitch. And Johnny will look at a strike. Full count now. Justin Wilson went 1 inning and had 1 walk. Sabathia went 6. Now Betances here in the 8th. Well, CC Sabathia and Joe Girardi ejected after the 6th inning. Home plate umpire Dan Bellino. Giovanni skies one to left. One down. Flores making the catch. Fans, groups of 20 or more can enjoy exciting Angels baseball for as low as $8 per ticket. Make your plans to bring out coworkers, teammates, and family. Visit angels.com/groups to book that outing today.
both corner infielders in, just in case Eric Ibar tries to either push a bunt or drag a bunt here to get on base.
No balls, 2 strikes. Ibar 1 for 3, a single back in the 3rd inning. Breaking ball and got him looking. 2 down.
Backdoor slider freezes a hitter.
Trout a 1 for 3 game on the home run of the 1st.
Chance, especially with his slider, still you have to think in terms of looking for a fastball to be able to catch up to that upper 90s fastball.
2 balls and a strike.
Well, just talking to Paul Sorrento the other day about Betances, he was surprised at how many off-speed pitches he threw, how many sliders he threw. That last game out, which on Friday night walked a number of hitters, gave up his first earned run of the year.
Big arm for the 27-year-old.
6'8".
Grew up in Brooklyn. 70 games last year for the Yankees. 2-2 pitch. Upstairs, full count. Pujols on deck. That's a breaking ball. Caught the inside corner. Down goes Trout. The Angels go down in order. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees still leading it. will have their hands full in the 9th inning. And it's Fernando Salas trying to keep it a 4-run deficit to give the Angels that opportunity. Salas pitching his 25th game, 0-1 record, a 4.09 earned run average. Taking over C.J. Wilson, who gave up 6 runs all earned on 7 hits. 3 of which were home runs. Worked 7 innings, had 8 strikeouts, no walks with the long ball. Played Wilson today, 3rd time in his career in which he's given up 3 or more home runs. Salas seeing action for the first time in this series. He's not pitched since Wednesday. He went 1 inning against the Rays. Headley, Rodriguez, and Teixeira. Headley today 1 for 3 with a single. This is lined right to Giamatelli, the overshift, 1 out.
Well, since clubs have put on the shifts, he hits, you can see him taken away. That's a line drive in the outfield. It's an out, right at second base. We're playing in shallow right field. Talk about offensive numbers going down, but with the shifts being on and hitters still hitting any of those shifts, it would be a base hit, ends up being a routine out.
Alex Rodriguez looks at a strike. 0 for 2. Line down, a fly ball to center, and a hit by pitch. Tardy on that fastball, 0-2.
We heard coming into this series the Yankees relying so much on the home run ball. I mentioned 7 home runs in this series for the Yankees against the Angels. Whenever any pitcher has made a mistake, they've capitalized on it.
Two again. Upstairs with the off speed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Houston trailing Toronto 3-2 in the 7th at the Rogers Center. Oakland leading Boston at Fenway Park 4-0 in the 5th. Texas trailing Kansas City 2-0 in the 4th inning. It's downstairs. Seattle hosting the Rays a little bit later on. That's all the games as far as the American League West is concerned. Angels trailing this one 6-2. Two now from Salas. And inside, full count. Mark Teixeira on deck. Halos managing just 5 hits this afternoon. 5 last night. A total of 9 Friday night. 5 of which were in that 9th inning. And that is a walk. So from 0-2 to a base on balls. Puts a man on for Teixeira.
Rodriguez has been on the base a lot in this series himself. Hit by pitch, 3 walks yesterday, a hit by pitch and a walk today. 10 times in this series, Alex Rodriguez has been on base.
No balls and a strike on the Yankee first base. He was 0 for 3 today. A couple of ground outs to Freeze and a strikeout. ball, 2 strikes. Halos in the ninth have Pujols, Freeze, and Calhoun due up. Andrew Miller, Yankee closer, getting ready. Has not pitched in this series.
Certainly done a nice job. That 1-2 punch, but Kansas and Miller has been very, very effective for the Yankees.
Teixeira swing and a miss. 2 down. Good off-speed pitch from Salas. Stephen Drew will now bat here. First plate appearance for Drew today. 169 batting average in 51 games. A couple of home runs Friday night. Fernandez falling behind here. 2 balls, no strikes. Alex Rodriguez over at first base. Crone playing behind him, not holding him on. Especially with a left-handed bat up. Loss today would make it 5 in a row for the Angels, and that would be their longest losing streak of the season. This on the heels of the sweep that they had at home.
4-game sweep of the Tigers at home.
Three balls, 1 strike. Chris Young on deck. Full count. A-Rod's going to take off here. 3-2 pitch. Cut on. Missed. Down goes Drew. And the Yankees are done here in the 8th. We head to the 9th inning. The Halos down by 4. We'll have Pujols, Freeze, and Calhoun coming up.
Dan Bellino for not calling a strike earlier in the sequence in that inning, even though he got a ground ball double play to finish off the inning. And Joe Girardi runs out. He gets thrown out. Sabathia was thrown out. Yankees, though, lead this game. CC Sabathia, after those 2 home runs in the first, settle down to go 5 more shutout innings. The bullpen has done the rest for the Yankees.
Left-hander Andrew Miller on in relief here, non-save situation. This is his 25th game. 0-1 record, a 1.08 earned run average, 17 for 17 in the save category. He's tied for 4th in the big leagues. We'll face Albert Pujols, David Freese, Cole Calhoun here in the 9th inning. First one's outside. First appearance of the season, pardon me, of the series, I should say, for Miller against the Angels. Miller signed in the offseason. 4-year deal after spending time with both the Red Sox and the Orioles last year. Two balls and a strike. One-time starting pitcher at the University of North Carolina. First-round pick, 6th overall by the Tigers. He's carved out a nice little niche for himself out of the pen. Closing this season as Pujols looks at a strike to even a count.
He's got a good fastball, 92-97, and a hard slider. He's settle in on those 2 pitches coming out of the bullpen.
Albert fouls it back. Pujols today 2 for 3, a home run, a fly ball to center, and a single.
Just 1 behind Mickey Mantle for the all-time home run list.
Next home run with time for Mantle, 16th all-time. 2-2 now. And he got him with that hard slider. 1 away. Freese a 1 for 2 game with a double and a walk. You just showed the highlights of that 3rd inning, and the 3rd inning that started with the infield base hit by Ibar and Trout reaching on the fielder's choice, and the throwing error by Headley putting runners at 1st and 3rd with nobody out against Sabathia. And the Angels get anything out of it. Pujols did a fly ball to shallow center field for the first out, and then of course, as you just showed on that replay, fly ball into the right field corner. Trout tagged out before Ibar crossed the plate. It stayed 2-0 at that point instead of maybe getting a 3-0 lead. Yankees got a run at the bottom of the 3rd to make it 2-1. C.J. Wilson gave up 2 home runs in the 5th inning and then a solo home run in the 7th.
C.J.'s been bitten by that big inning this year.
Called strike 3, which had been kind of, I hate to say it, in his DNA in years past, where the 1 inning has always haunted him. But this year, you're right, it has not been the case. The last 2 starts now, it has, unfortunately. Against the Rays, cruising until the 6th inning, and today until the 5th. Two outs and Cole Calhoun, Angels' last hope. Four consecutive strikeouts for Yankee pitching. The other opportunity that the Angels had was in the 1st inning. Freese with 1 out, doubled after the back-to-back home runs. Calhoun a fly ball to right, Iannetta a fly ball to left. That was it. That's all she wrote.
Especially for a guy that had such problems at home this year in CC Sabathia. Well, all of a sudden that doubt is in your mind. Throwing a line of innings, giving back-to-back home runs, then a double. Basically thinking, what next? Two and two.
Miller's 2-2 now. Cole fouls it off the left. Full count.
This at bat, every single pitch has been away against Calhoun from Miller.
Miller's 3-2 now. Cole tops it foul. First base side. Oh for 3 afternoon for Cole. Breaking ball down him, and Miller strikes out the side as the Angels lose this one by the final of 6-2. End up getting swept here by the Yankees, and now a season high 5-game losing streak.
He had the home run ball again in this game for the Yankees. This ballpark certainly built for this club, looking for the long ball. Started out promising for the Angels with 2 home runs himself in the first inning. Trout pulls back-to-back, 4th time that has happened for the 2. And all of a sudden that home run ball for the Yankees came into play, and they win this one 6-2 and sweep the series.
Halos now a game under 500 at 28-29 as C.J. Wilson takes the loss. He's 3-5. C.C. Sabathia picks up the victory. He is 3-7 on the season. Yankees win it 6-2. Stick around. Angels Live post game is coming up next.